Joy. A Harvard study says it is contagious. A person's happiness is influenced by the happiness of others. But there's so much more to the bliss you see here. It's how they got here. That's the real story.
Few folks know that the first Pride Parade was actually in Los Angeles, 1970, on Hollywood Boulevard. And look at that crowd.
Mei Hong is the director of the UCLA Film and Television Archive.
I really love the fact, as a queer woman, to see folks celebrating of all walks of life, just enjoying the day.
This is one of many priceless films in their coffers. In fact, they have the largest LGBTQIA collection of moving images in the world, 40,000 items. Imagine the history captured in these vaults. Here's another one from the same year.
Hi, I'm Pat Rocco, and we're here in North Hollywood at the fabulous nightclub known as Joni Presents.
Shot circa 1970, and Pat Rocco, who you saw there, was kind of a journalist, man on the street, and he shot amazing pieces of LA and queer history.
Welcome.
People were really thinking about, how to be themselves in the 70s. It's a moment of independence.
But that's where these simple films are actually not so simple. And it's part of why May finds them so important. To understand, let's go back just 3 years to the start of 1967.
The raid started after midnight.
In 2017, I sat down with activists Alexei Romanov and David Farah at the Black Cat in Silver Lake. This is where the fight for LGBTQ+ rights exploded at the stroke of midnight.
People sang, and then they went to hug and kiss. At that point, plainclothes officers were in the bar, and they began to grab people to arrest them for lewd conduct.
It was illegal to be gay or to act on it in any way. And it was also considered to be a mental illness, and that's true in all 50 states.
There were no gay bars that ever had open windows looking out or that you could look in, because the people were fearful about being outed.
I was going to gay bars in Los Angeles, and the older guys would warn me about occasional raids by the police.
Legendary actor and activist George Takei told me how frightening it was in LA to be in a gay bar knowing that police were watching, especially since he was already famous from Star Trek. Being discovered would ruin him and his groundbreaking career.
I always stood near the exit, just in case.
I felt rage that human beings could be treated like that.
So he helped organize a protest, the first of its kind, in spite of how dangerous that was. These are photographs of that protest, showing people risking everything to speak out.
There was fear of what might come out of it still, but there was a pride that finally we stood up, for it was only right.
And the movement grew. 2 years later, the East Coast tipping point, police raids on gay bars in New York City, led to the Stonewall uprising, further solidifying the Pride movement. And it was just 1 year after Stonewall and 3 years after the Black Cat, this film in May's collection was shot.
This kind of footage shows me that there are just so many people ready to congregate and be together, to consider themselves humans next to each other.
And Rocco's camera is allowed into Joni's bar to capture what was once a secret moment, all because courageous people knew it was time to fight back, no matter the consequences.
It brings back pride. For the first time, people stood up and said, I'm queer and I'm okay, and you either like it or leave me alone.
Strong words.
The closer we are to being near each other like this, the better we can understand each other. And I love that it feels not really like folks being spectators, but being part of the community, celebrating them.